Okay guys, welcome to my next elite level video. In this video today we're going to be looking at the elite level 65 around K-ish point in the Marussia. And a little point to note for this video is, remember the time is only a 2 minutes 35 I think that you have to beat, so you don't need to start pushing as hard as I am on this video. Just take it nice and easy again, following the simple rules that I take for the bends and the gears, and you should have this time done and beat pretty easy. Okay, so we're going to get the video started now, so let's get it started now. We're going to start the lap, accelerating hard down this straight, flat out up through this bit here now. We work our way through the gears, and you're going to be looking out for the yellow sign on the right. As you come up to it now, we're going to pause it just about as we come up to it, I think. There. You're going to be going into 5th gear just after that point there and turning in on the second yellow post. You'll see it just further up. You're turning in just before the second yellow post there. We just turn in and we just skim that wall. As close to that wall you can get, the better. Now, we really, if you can get over to that black line, it is better, but with the speed you take round, you're probably going to end up where I am now, and we're going to aim to turn in tight onto the gravel. That'll bite us into the bend. We're going to accelerate through the bend in 4th gear, accelerating hard down here now into this bend here. Okay, so we're going to lift off just on that arrow there on the left, just before that brick wall, and we're going to aim to turn in tight again. We're going to go from 5th into 4th gear and power through the bend. Use the revs to keep us online here a bit. So we go into 4th there and power it just to keep us on track. And then we're going to go down into 3rd gear just past that brick wall on the left, and we're going to aim to keep it tight in on the left there. I like to try and keep it as tight as I can. I don't like to run wide because the camber will take you right. Keep left and keep as tight in as you can to avoid the camber taking effect. Okay, so we're going to come up to this left hander now, and we're going to lift off the gas just on that red sign there, and we're going to turn in pretty much dead on that yellow signpost for the bend ahead, and we're going to aim to hit the gravel on the left if we can in 4th gear. You'll see now we're turning, hit the gravel, power through the bend and keep the acceleration going all the way through this bend up here now. Then we're going to get the car over to the left, and we're going to turn in early and try and skim the gravel on the right in 5th gear. A little lift if you need to, and it'll bite in there, so you can go hard down and accelerate into 6th before this little jump here. Keep the acceleration going a bit. Now we're going to brake, just start lifting just before that the rock on the right, and we're going to keep the car on the gravel a bit if we can, and then we're going to turn in as a little bit of tarmac sticks out. You'll see just ahead there, turn in there onto the gravel, cut it a bit, and then we can keep the power down really hard now, flat out all the way down to this right hander up here. Okay, so we're coming into this right hander up here now. We're going to brake hard on that signpost there, and we're going to go down into 3rd gear, and we're going to try and clip the right hand side, the right hand tyre onto the gravel. It's not the easiest thing to do, I don't do it on the video, but as long as you come out the bend on the second part of the apex, you'll see now, as long as you hit this apex about here now and get the power down early and you don't run wide, you're okay. When we get into 5th gear just before this bend here now, it just stops this little jump taking effect too much, and we're going to come into the next braking zone. You see there, the bench on the left is a good point to start lifting and getting on the brakes, and we're going to turn in just on that second arrow there, just where the multicoloured side railings are. I'm going to try and get into 4th gear and turn in on this gravel on the right. We just miss it, but as long as you keep the power down and don't run wide there, you're okay. I'm going to come into this next tricky bend up here now. Okay, so we're coming into this tricky bend. This is one of the hardest bends on the track. What you're going to do is you're going to brake just on that first arrow there and go into 3rd gear, and we're going to try and skim the gravel all the way around pretty much. So we're going to go over the gravel bit on the right here slightly. We're just going to skim that gravel, and then onto this gravel here on the left, you'll see there, into 3rd gear, just skimming it if you can, then power out, spin flat out through that bend into 4th gear, just skimming the gravel on the right, just stops you running a bit wide. Then we're going flat out all the way up this hill, and this is another tricky bend in this car because it's not really got the grip. So we're going into 6th gear, and we're going to try and go into 5th gear now, 6th into 5th, and keep the power down. I think I actually hit the wall on the left there slightly because I'm pushing a bit too hard, but like I say, you don't need to push this hard. You see that lamppost there, that's where you're lifting, and you're going to brake hard now. See the lamppost there on the left, we're going to try and brake hard into 3rd gear. I think I clipped the wall here on the left actually, I know I do, but as long as you get the car into 3rd gear and keep the car straight and try and take that apex on the gravel a bit, just helps with the bend a bit nicely. Just going to skim the gravel and flat out now through 3rd gear into 4th gear, trying to take the gravel on the right again. We take a bit too much, the back end goes a bit loose, but as long as you keep it on the track, we're okay. Now we're coming into this bend. We're just going to skim this bend here now on the gravel, keeping it in 4th gear, skimming it as much as you can, then flat out all the way through it. Now it's flat all the way to the end of the lap. As you can see there, it's just now flat, just trying to skim the apexes again. 6th gear just before this bend, just skimming the wall, flat out all the way to the finish. and I think we go over the finishing line on a 2 minutes 26.3. Like I say, I'm going to leave this video again from the far cam for you to watch all the way from the start to finish without pause. If you'd like to leave a like and a subscribe, I'd be really grateful, and we'll get the next elite level guide out as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys.